Hi, I'm teacher Asif from IELTS 5 to 9. I have been training IELTS students for over 25 years. So let's make today's lesson count. Grab a notebook because today's lesson is packed with useful tips. Today's lesson is about writing body paragraphs, important vocabulary, and the overview of writing class 1. Let's dive in. Before you start writing two body paragraphs, first look at the graph and group the same trends. So if you look at these three lines, you will notice two are increasing trends, burger in red color and fish and chips in blue color are increasing trends, and pizza in brown color is a decreasing trend. To make things easy, you write one body paragraph on the increasing trends and one body paragraph on the decreasing trend. Now, what should we include in each body paragraph? Three things in every body paragraph. Number one, the starting values in the first year. For example, in 1970, what was the consumption of fish and chips? The starting value in 1970 was around 40 grams. Number two, after that, you include one or two middle changes. We don't report all the changes. Remember, we are summarizing. Just pick one or two middle values. And number three, we report the end values. For example, in 1990, the end value of fish and chips was 300 grams. So, your paragraph has number one, starting value, number two, middle changes, and number three, end values. And don't forget, when you talk about the highest value, you can use the word popular. But never use popular for people. Use it only for things or trends. Also, always report when two lines intersect or in easy words cross each other. You see, here they are crossing. This is called overtaking and it's a key comparison. Every sentence you write may have two parts. The first part is the claim, and the second part is the support. To make a claim, you look at the line or the trend and claim how it is changing, and then you support this claim by reporting the numbers from the y-axis. Let's look at some examples. The first example is your claim. Pizza was the most popular food. Then you support it with a value from the y-axis. With the consumption of 300 grams per person per week. The number 300 grams proves that pizza was the most popular food in 1970. The second example, my claim, what I see in the graph. The number increased steadily, and the support 100 grams per person. Example 3. Pizza jumped to the highest value. Support with the number at around 550 grams by the end of the period. There are three ways to support your claim. Start your support with the preposition with by putting the values in bracket and starting the support with the preposition at. Notice I use the word around. That's called an approximation. You can also say nearly or almost when the number is not exact. So remember, claim first, then support it by writing a number from the y-axis. Now Let's write the first body paragraph. This one is about the same increasing trends, fish and chips and burger. We start with fish and chips. Look at the blue line. First, the starting value. In 1970, fish and chips was eaten at around 40 grams per person per week. I used around because I'm not sure if it was 40, 42 or 39 grams. Next, the middle changes. After 1985, consumption grew abruptly, overtaking that of pizza in 1987. Finally, the end value. It hit a height of 300 grams per person by the end of the period. Now burger. In 1970, burger was eaten in much larger quantity, 100 gram per person, compared to fish and chips. Middle change. Its consumption rose steeply to 300 grams, overtaking pizza. Now end value. It then jumped to almost 550 grams by the end of the period. So in this paragraph, we covered starting, middle, and end values for both increasing trends. Let's check the vocabulary I used in the first body paragraph. I used past tense, grew, rose, jumped. I also used passive voice, was eaten, was consumed. I used synonyms, consumption, eating. I used adverbs, abruptly, steeply. I used comparison, much more than. I used approximation, around, almost, nearly, and I used a connector, however. Finally, memorize the following 3 degrees of adjectives: little less the least, much more the most. We use these often when we compare two trends. Now let's write the second body paragraph. This time about the following trend. Pizza. Its line is in brown color. The starting value. In 1970, pizza was by far the most popular of all these foods, with a consumption of 300 grams per person per week. Middle change. Its consumption fell significantly to about 200 grams in 1980. I used about because I'm not sure if it was exactly 200 grams. End value. And rose to just 210 grams by the end of the period. So its consumption levels were the most stable after 1980. So pizza started highest, fell sharply, and then became stable. Let's have a look at the vocabulary in the second body paragraph. Past tense verb: fell, rose, were. Adjective for comparison: the most stable, the most popular. Connector: so. Adverb: significantly. Notice again, adverbs often end in ly. Significantly. How to write the overview. Now let's learn how to write the overview. First, I'll talk about the template and then we write overview step by step. Remember, we don't change the word in red. Overall, it is obvious that start your overview with exactly the same word. Then talk about the overall increasing or decreasing trend of burger. The consumption of burger increased dramatically. Then write and while, then talk about the increasing or decreasing trends of fish and chips. And while the popularity of fish and chips increased over the period. Lastly, talk about the overall increasing or decreasing trend of pizza. Pizza remained the least eaten food, gradually becoming less favorable. So, in the overview, start with the phrase overall. It is obvious that talk about the first trend or line, then the second trend, and then the final. That's it, a complete overview. So that's how you write strong body paragraphs and a clear overview. Want to make IELTS a little easier each day? Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't watched the first two videos, you have missed the first two steps. Number one, understanding the basics of academic writing class 1. Number two, writing the introduction. The links are given in the bio or description. Thank you.